brain.
Why y'all so worried about people losing their EBT? Like, not worried. I mean, like people who are celebrating people losing their EBT, like get a job and stuff like that. What does people getting EBT have to do with you? Like, what is it doing to you? Like, what is it taking out of your pocket? What is it? Your taxes and shit still gonna be the same. So, what? Why are you celebrating somebody losing something that has no benefit to you? I'm lost.
Yes, you are very lost and you're not making any sense. And there's so many ways we can go with this. But first of all, let's just take the fact that the people losing the EBT are the people who should be losing the EBT because it's either fraudulent or they're able-bodied and they're choosing not to work. So what that does is that does free up some extra cash for it to be actually used for its original purpose, which, if you ask me, but since we get taxed every which way you can possibly tax people, our income gets taxed, every transaction gets taxed, shoot, our retirement gets taxed. So, if you ask me, if you're taking directly out of people's income, then it should absolutely be used on people that, or not on people, but on things that everybody can enjoy. Let all the other taxes go to all the other stuff. But it should be used on stuff that we can all see, feel, smell, enjoy. It shouldn't You shouldn't be taken from the collective to give to individuals, especially individuals who don't actually need it to begin with and who are taking advantage of it. And secondly, by these able-bodied, fraudulent people who are taking advantage of the system choosing not to work, guess what? Now that they have to work, they can get taxed too, which just puts more money towards the majority. The more people we can get off of it working, the less people who are going to be actually taking from it and actually contributing to it. So if she thinks that that isn't going to have an impact, then I don't know what to tell her. I think it's a pretty emotional argument, if you ask me. We can keep going and list out positive reasons, but that's just
Y'all, after harassing the food stamp office for so long, they finally gave me some damn food stamps, y'all. Wow! I'm looking for the amount, but I don't see it. So I'm finna call the card and see how much I got on this motherfucker. Thank you for calling the Mississippi EBT Cardholder Service Center. The moment of truth. Your SNAP balance is $8. Please be aware that card program. $8? How the eight motherfucker? I did all that work for $8 bitch. What the fuck can I get
oh
with that?
man, wow! I wasn't expecting to break this out so soon, but it looks like we have our first honorary member of the pirate ship brigade because she's swearing like a sailor and she sounds like she belongs on a pirate ship. So let's go ahead and designate her where she belongs so she can continue.
Bitch. What the fuck can I get with $8? A snack? You know the fuck what? I will be calling early. Early. In the motherfucking morning, cause $8 y'all got me.
Listen, she effed around and she found out, didn't she? She effed around and she found out. And I don't know what she expected to begin with. I mean, was she expecting thousands of dollars? So I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting. And here's the thing. I want to know what she expected. I want to know what she expected because when we look at her, she there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with her. She doesn't seem to have anything wrong. She seems to have a lot of energy. I would even say she seems to have more energy than the average person. So we have to start asking the question, what's preventing you from working? What's preventing you from making up that gap? See, people are applying for these benefits like it's just a Hail Mary. Like, let me just see what I can get. No necessity. That looks like a newer car, if you ask me. It, she looks young, able-bodied, able-minded, all her faculties in order. And it's like she's just applying for it like a Hail Mary, like, ooh, let me see what I can get. Like it's a mystery box. But you don't even need it. So think about how many other people are just doing it just to see what they can get, just to see if they can get over, just to see if they can take advantage and bring in some extra money. That's not how we need to be trying to bring in extra money. We need to be trying to work more, do more. We've got new things that's being applied to us that's actually incentivizing us to work. We got the no tax on tips, and we got the no tax on overtime. So you can make far more than that if you just put in a little extra work.
Y'all crack me up with assuming everybody that gets food stamp is just poor and just doesn't work and just let me get in. Listen, I think it's so funny because I literally work with people who think the same way and it cracks me up. First of all, you can't even get food stamps unless you can prove that you are under the poverty line. Under the poverty line, meaning that you have to make less than somebody who is poor. So you're like below poor to even receive food stamps. So there's that. And then if you make even $1 over what they want you to make for your household, then they cut it off. So, and then not everybody even gets the full amount that they can get for their household. Like let's say that a household of five can get up to 1,400. Well, depending on how much your job pays you, you might be getting 400, 300. You might not be getting that full amount. And then outside of that, it supplements about $6 per meal per person per day. How many of you spend $6 on a meal? So just think about the fact that it's not going to even last all month anyways. You have to shop very smart in order for however much food stamps you get to last all month. So majority of people on food stamps are spending cash on food just like you. The difference is they don't have as much liquid cash as you, so they would not be able to feed their kids the full month if they were strictly going off of their cash, which is why they're able to get a supplement.
Oh my goodness. All these assumptions. She's assuming how much liquid cash we got, and she's assuming their specific scenario. See, this is how they try to pigeonhole this whole argument. Instead of just being truthful and being honest, they create these scenarios of $6 a meal and they're in this exact situation. And no, this she's not talking about any other fraud. She's not talking about any other able-bodied people who can work more. See, that's the key. Work more. If we just take it the way she's saying it, what if there's people on it who's working 20 hours? What if they're working 40 hours? Work some more then. What if they keep on having kids even though they couldn't afford the ones that they had, or they couldn't even afford themselves to begin with?
Supplement does not completely pay for everything. Not to say that there aren't people who don't work, but there's also different circumstances for that as well. And it's not up to you to decide what somebody is able to do. If someone is able to work or not, you're not the one that decides that. But, anyways, there's a lot of people who work, business owners.
So then who does decide that? Because that's why we're seeing so much fraud to begin with. And now, when the government's trying to put stipulations and trying to decide that, now you're complaining that they shouldn't decide that. So we just allow anybody to just say whatever they want to say, and then we just acquiesce to their demands and just give them all the money that they say that they want or need.
There are people who work 9 to 5s. There are people who deliver groceries or who work for the state, like people who do things like that, who still qualify for food stamps. So if you're the type of person who feels like just because someone qualifies for food stamps, they're lazy, you don't even realize that they might work more than you. They might work harder than you, but it's just the fact that they either have more children than you or their income after paying their bills is so low that they can't even afford food after that. So if you find pleasure in the fact that those kind of people are not able to buy food with the government shut down, I think that shows how inhumane you actually are, especially if you're a follower of Christ. Because I don't understand how anybody can celebrate the fact that someone is not going to be able to have some assistance that is helping them. If you don't qualify for housing assistance or for food stamps or for medical assistance, you should count that joy. Because even people who qualify for it.
Hold on, y'all, because I'm getting so tired of this, especially the last part of, especially if you're a follower of Christ. See, we're real. We like to pick and choose when we try to Christ shame somebody and say whether or not they're a follower of Christ. Because last time I checked, it says in the Bible, if anyone will not work, neither shall he eat. So, but see, what I don't hear her saying is why are you having all these kids and you're not married if you're a follower of Christ? See, we're picking and choosing what makes us followers of Christ, and she's trying to use it to shame, and that makes me even question her faith because she's trying to use it and pick and choose within it of what to use. And we should just do what we know is right, which is we know that there are people who are taking advantage of the system, people who are trying to use it so that they don't have to work, and even making long-term life decisions, thinking that that will actually help them to be able to take advantage of the system even more. And now what's happening is people are seeing that that we've caught on. Not only have we caught on, a lot of y'all told on yourself. So now you basically gave us the blueprint. You basically gave us your strategy and what you're doing. So it also flagged in a lot of people's minds that this is an issue and now it's being dealt with. So that's where we're at. Y'all like the video. Also subscribe if you want to join the Legion. Cash App link below if you want to buy your boy iced coffee and tip the channel. Also feel free to join the Patreon where I post self-improvement content. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video.